There's this thing I have been thinking about lately, how we have always waiting for life to feel like something. Waiting for the holiday, the weekend, the big moment. And meanwhile, all of this is just passing by. I think we forget that this, right here, right now, is actually it. This is the life we have been living. So today, I want to show you how I have been learning to romanticize this every day. Not pretending everything is perfect, but just choosing to find beauty in ordinary days.
I am a morning person and even on weekends I wake up around 7:30. I used to wake up and immediately reach for my phone and the first thing was social media or any news or any messages. I realized I'm spending my first few minutes of the day on my phone, which was not something I like. So I changed one small thing. I gave myself the first 20 minutes just for me. Now I wake up, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, and I start with oil pulling. This has genuinely helped me a lot. Then I drink a whole glass of water first thing in the morning. I found a healthy and nutrient rich morning drink, so I make that after my morning water and I just sit with it. No phone, no noise, nothing. Just the morning doing its own thing. I know it sounds nothing extraordinary, but there is something in this routine that has changed how I feel about my day. I feel more present, more put together, and it kind of sets the whole day differently. I think mornings don't have to be productive all the time to be meaningful. Sometimes you need these quiet moments to actually understand how you are feeling, to, decide what your to do tasks are for the day, or if there are any things that you don't want to do but you have to do, then sit with yourself and decide, okay, how I'm going to approach this difficult situation. And just to think about a lot of things that we are dealing in our personal lives in general. For me, it actually helps me to get my mind and body in sync for the day, and it actually helps me to be more present, to be more put together, to be more happy and excited for the day. And I am an introvert girl, so I prefer to spend my mornings alone with myself, recharge my social energy, and start the day. Today, it's a Saturday, and I do not have anything planned for the weekend. Most of the time, I'll be spending at home. I have a friend coming over at night, so I thought I will vlog this day for you and just show how I spend my weekends doing nothing, and actually those kind of weekends are the best weekends for me. I'm not regular at journaling, but I try to put in some time in the morning whenever possible. It helps me to gather my thoughts and clear my mind. Romanticizing your life isn't about making things beautiful for other people. It's about making them feel beautiful for you. I started noticing that the days I felt most at peace weren't the days something big happened. They were just the days I got ready. I put on a playlist that matched my mood, have my favorite breakfast, make a proper lunch instead of eating something forgettable from the supermarket. These tiny things, they are not nothing, they are actually everything. There is this quote that I read on the internet recently and it actually stayed with me. It was something like an ordinary life lived with a little attention becomes extraordinary. And I just liked it. I just felt like it is so true. Like the act of making your own bed in the morning. It sounds so mundane, but when I do it, something shifts. The room feels calmer, or putting flowers on your table. Even just a small bunch of supermarket flowers bought for a couple of pounds makes a huge difference. Suddenly, the room feels pleasant. I believe these aren't luxuries, these are choices, small, quiet choices to treat your life like it matters. I feel throughout my day I put in like conscious efforts to understand or notice what I like, what I don't like, and after that I put in like conscious efforts to do certain things that I like or to not do certain things that I like, and just make my environment, my space as happy, as productive, as positive I can. This is something I like to do for myself. One of the biggest shifts for me was going outside, even for like 10 to 15 minutes. I live in the UK, and the weather in the UK, it is grey, it is gloomy, it is windy, it is raining. So, not perfect to be outside. And I think that is one of the reason I made to not going out. I would always look for those perfect sunny days where I would like plan and go out, but somehow I realized that those are like rare days, so most of the time I would spend at home. And this is one thing that I've observed: during weekdays or during work days, the weather is amazing. It is hot, sunny, everything is pretty, wind is not that much. But during weekends, somehow when I can actually go out, it is raining or gray or gloomy or very windy. So that kind of was demotivating me to kind of go out. But then I realized that this will not work. I have to step out of the home irrespective of what the weather is, and that kind of really changed my mood, changed my day. And even for like 10 to 15 minutes going outside really helped to lift my mood, and it makes me feel a lot refreshing. With all these small little things that I have added in my daily routine, I have actually started to notice that life is actually beautiful. It is just a perspective of how you look at things. I think that you just have to slow down a little to notice and look at things from a different perspective. And that perspective actually comes when you give your mind the space to actually, pay attention to those small things, and give your mind the space to think about things in a different way. And somehow I feel, with in this world of social media and mobile phones, we, or I, have stopped giving my mind that time to kind of think on its own. I have realized that I was constantly on my phone, constantly looking for dopamine boost, and that somewhere did not help with my mood or how I was feeling in general. But with all these small things that I have included, I have found a huge difference in even days like this where I have nothing planned, but yet I actually feel happy, and I don't get that, craving of I have to be productive or I have to do something big to be productive and to make the day meaningful. So I have realized that sometimes we should have days like this where you actually do nothing and kind of spend time with yourself and understand yourself. Do what you like and maybe enjoy all these small daily routines that we have.